Oh hey, I didn't see you there, because you're just an iPhone. Welcome to the Multimedia Eatery, the multitasking cooking show where I make a quick, easy dish while simultaneously working on an art project based on a random prompt. Oh, title card! Now, as you can see, the toaster's really gross, but don't worry about that. We're going to be doing a new dish today. What dish are we going to be doing? It is a tofu sandwich. But more importantly, if you for some reason care about the stupid art part and not the delicious food, what prompt are we going to be getting today? It is a music box. That's cool. It's one of those little things where you open and it plays like little songs. Actually, I think I have one. Oh, I thought this was a music box. It turns out just a box. Okay, we have 20 minutes on the clock to do both the tofu sandwich and this art project. Let's get started. We have a delicious block of tofu, which is technically a bean curd, which is a more accurate title, but it sounds grosser. Sort of like if I introduced myself as pale male. It sounds nicer if I just call myself Ben. Now we're going to cut these into nice rectangular slabs. Everything good comes in a rectangle shape, like chocolate and my divorce papers. Now, an important step to remember for tofu is to actually remove as much of the water as possible so that there's actually room for the sauces and flavors to go in there. And it can't be anything oily because that will be repelled by the water, so you want to use like a marinade that's kind of liquidy. See, look, you actually learn things on this show. I can teach you things. A penny earned is worth $1 if there's 100 of them. I tried. Now you want to use a dry towel to press the moisture out of it. Now don't press too hard. You don't want to be like angry when you're pressing down on it. You don't want to think about your 8th grade math teacher, Mrs. Schmidt. Maybe just that annoying kid in your 8th grade class who stole your pencil from you and offered to sell it back to you. Yes, that's the perfect amount of pressure. Then afterwards you have these nice moist towelettes which are perfect to use later as things that smell like tofu. Now for the marinade. I'm using a delicious spicy Caribbean jerk which just gives you the perfect taste of the Caribbean. Isn't it weird the way you say that word differently depending on what part of the sentence it's in? Anyway, open that up, and oh, do you hear that? That's my annoying neighbor. He never stops playing Caribbean music. What a jerk. There we go, just kind of press that sauce down in there, and then let that marinate for a while, like the way you marinate in your anger for Mrs. Schmidt. She said the highest that people get in her class is typically a C. What sort of expectations are those? Well, that's going. We're going to get a pan on, and we're going to put a lot of cooking spray on because things tend to stick to the bottom. Ugh, God, this floor. When in doubt with home cooking, just put things on a pan and turn it up. Now it's finally time to start on our art project. It's a music box. I could paint a music box, but you know what? I think it's time for another high concept piece of art, which means no easel. I found a box. We are going to make a music box, but we're going to turn it on its head and subvert the genre, and we're going to make some cool meta art that will just break holes into the art world and make all the museum curators go, what? Okay, the first thing that's going in our music box is a burned CDR of the first album I ever made, and boy is it terrible. Here's a clip. Oh man, you can smell the amateur. It smells like burning Caribbean jerk. Oh crap, hold on, turn that down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to put my terrible music in the music box. That's the first piece. Now, since this is a tofu sandwich, we gotta use bread and toast that to manufacture your own jump scare. And for the second item in our music box is a pair of crappy old headphones that don't work anymore. Honestly, I use up headphones faster than I use up bad YouTube video ideas. Oh, it worked. It scared me. I did it. I did it. I was gonna use this plate, but there's a Caribbean mess all over the place. And I'm not talking about the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. I'm gonna flip these because that seems like a chefy thing to do. Now I would say that you should try to get a good sear on both sides, but it's not a fish. Doesn't matter. It's not a halibut. Although I am gonna be going to hell a bit whenever the spice of that sauce hits me. I'm gonna be adding a little bit of classic hummus to add a little bit of natural protein and some hipster factor. You probably haven't even heard of this market side hummus. It's a little too underground. Do chickpeas grow underground? What's the next object for our crappy music box? It is a broken iPod, a vestige of terrible music past. You get the concept. It's a box of bad music things that don't work and nobody wants. It's a treasure trove of just the worst things about music. Okay, so I decided the next thing that's going in the music box are some terrible old lyrics that I wrote from one of my first songs. Listen to this. We let the flavors of the wind inflate our hearts with fruits and flowers of blue. Oh man, that's bad. So we're tearing that out, putting that in there. I'm gonna just be inflating my mouth with the flavors of the Caribbean, the burnt flavors. I'm gonna add some onions to the tofu sandwich, and I'm gonna teach you the best way to peel an onion. What you wanna do is get your fingers right under that plastic lid and just peel it right up, and there you go. There's all the pre-cut onions that you need. I'm also gonna add some pickles. I'm also gonna add some creamy honey mustard and mayo, because it helps to counteract that spice with something sweet and creamy. This is actually 0-calorie honey mustard and mayonnaise, which is not, I'm skeptical that that's possible. I don't think this is an object that can exist, but here it is in my hand. Oh, whoa, whoa. Did I imagine it all this time? Why, the honey mustard's been dead for 15 years! That's kind of how it should look. Okay, and just so we can have some painting in here, we're going to paint the side of this box so that we know that it's a music box. Except it's an upside down music note because it's just something's just wrong about it. And there we go, there's our anti-music box, and I'm sure it doesn't sound very good when you open it. Wow. No, I'm just kidding, it sounds like this. Finally, we're gonna add some spinach to the sandwich, which is a great way to just inject some green into what you're cooking, or you could just adjust the saturation of the video. There we go. 1 minute left, perfectly cooked. All that's left to do now is put the top of the sandwich on. Do you think I can do it? 17 seconds? Oh man, I can't! I'm freezing under the pressure! Alright, whatever. Okay, so there you go. There's the delicious tofu sandwich in our anti-music box, and we're done with 2 seconds to spare. I think I passed. Let me know down below if you think I passed this challenge or completely failed. I'll see you next time. Oh wait, I gotta taste test it first. It's so good. The flavor is incredibly strong. Zesty and tangy and spicy and sweet. I'll see you next time. And remember, you may have heard a music box, but have you seen a music wrestle? Things are getting worse.